Scientists use mole as a practical unit inside the lab. The mole can easily be converted to grams, which they can simply measure using a scientific balance. We know that 1 mole of a substance contains molar mass of this substance. For example, 1 mole of sodium contains 23 grams of sodium, and 1 mole of water contains 18 grams of water. To convert between the number of moles and grams, we usually use mole-gram triangle. So how is that? The mole-gram triangle is a simple way to remember the mole formula. The triangle is divided into 3 parts. The mole part, which represents the number of moles of a substance, gram part, which represents the mass of the substance in grams, and the molar mass part, which represents the mass of 1 mole of the substance in grams. This triangle tells us to convert from moles to grams, we simply multiply the number of moles by the molar mass. And to convert from grams to moles, we simply divide the mass of the substance in grams by the molar mass. Let's look at an example. If we need to know the mass in grams of 0.5 moles of calcium carbonate, we can multiply the number of moles, which is 0.5, by the molar mass of calcium carbonate, which is equal to 100.09. This gives us that the number of grams is 50.05 grams. But how can we use the conversion of moles to grams in practice? Let's say we want to know the number of grams of hydrogen gas that react with 2 moles of oxygen gas to give water. First, we need to balance the equation by calculating the number of moles of the hydrogen that can react with the 2 moles of oxygen. So we have 4 oxygen atoms on the reactant side. So we need to multiply H2O by 4 to have 4 atoms of oxygen on the product side. Now the number of hydrogen atoms on the product side became 8 atoms. Therefore, we need to multiply H2 by 4 on the reactant side to have 8 hydrogen atoms on the reactant side. Now the balanced equation tells us that 4 moles of hydrogen gas react with 2 moles of oxygen gas to produce 4 moles of water. But we need to know the number of grams of the hydrogen reacted with the oxygen. So we know that 4 moles of hydrogen gas react with 2 moles of oxygen gas. Now we can calculate the number of grams of hydrogen that reacted with the oxygen gas. The mass in grams of hydrogen is equal to the number of moles of hydrogen gas multiplied by the molar mass of hydrogen gas, which is equal to 2, equal to 8 grams. For that, 8 grams of hydrogen react with 2 moles of oxygen gas. Let's calculate the number of grams of oxygen that reacted with the hydrogen gas. The molar mass of oxygen is equal to 2 oxygen atoms by 16 equal to 32 grams per mole. The number of grams of oxygen that reacted with the 8 grams of hydrogen is equal to 2 by 32 equal to 64 grams. Now let's calculate also the number of grams of water produced in this equation. The molar mass of water is equal to 2 hydrogen atoms by 1 plus 1 oxygen atom by 16 equal to 18 grams per mole, which is the molar mass of water. The number of grams of water is equal to the number of moles of water, which is 4 multiplied by the molar mass of water, which is 18, equal to 72 grams. So we can say 4 moles of hydrogen gas react with 2 moles of oxygen gas to produce 4 moles of water. Or we can say 8 grams of hydrogen react with 64 grams of oxygen to give 72 grams of water.